Imagine a budget TV brand quietly rising from the shadows, challenging industry giants like Samsung and Sony, and actually winning. Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what Hisense did. Through bold innovation, smart marketing, and fearless pricing, Hisense turned from an underdog into a global powerhouse. Today, we'll uncover how Hisense beat Samsung and Sony at their own game and changed the TV industry forever. 10. The global expansion, the underdog strategy. Hisense didn't begin in the tech capitals of the world like Silicon Valley or Tokyo. It started in China, far from the spotlight of the global electronics market, and was initially seen as a small player with limited influence. But Hisense had a different plan. Instead of taking on giants like Samsung and Sony head-on. They focused on smart, calculated global expansion. They carefully entered markets where competitors were strong but slow to adapt, forming partnerships with local distributors and leveraging regional knowledge to grow steadily. From Europe to South America, Hisense planted flags in countries that were often overlooked by the big brands. This methodical approach allowed them to slowly build credibility and brand recognition, proving that being the underdog doesn't mean staying in the shadows. It can be the perfect strategy to quietly conquer the world. 9. The power moves, acquisitions and licensing. Growth isn't just about making your own products. It's also about smart moves that multiply your reach and credibility. Hisense understood this better than most. Instead of relying solely on internal development, they made bold acquisitions, like buying Sharp's TV business in Mexico, instantly gaining access to technology, production facilities, and a loyal customer base. But they didn't stop there. Hisense also struck strategic licensing deals with well-known brands, allowing them to use established technology and designs without reinventing the wheel. These moves gave them a huge advantage. They could compete with industry giants overnight without waiting years to develop their own products from scratch. By combining acquisitions and licensing with their innovative mindset, Hisense turned itself into a serious global contender, proving that sometimes the smartest way to grow isn't to go it alone. It's to leverage the strength of others while building your own identity. 8. Innovation on a budget. The Hisense Smart Test Play. Innovation doesn't always mean spending billions, and Hisense proved that. Instead of trying to outspend Samsung or Sony, they focused on smart, budget-friendly innovations that delivered real value to customers. Their famous Smart Test approach allowed the company to experiment with new features in small batches, gather real-world feedback, and quickly adjust designs before scaling production. This meant they could introduce cutting-edge technology like advanced display panels, smart TV interfaces, and voice control, often matching or even surpassing features found in premium TVs, without the massive costs that usually come with such upgrades. By being agile and resourceful, Hisense not only kept prices competitive, but also built a reputation as a company that innovates intelligently rather than extravagantly. This strategy helped them win over consumers who wanted high-tech TVs without paying a fortune, proving that clever experimentation can beat big budgets every time. 7. Local manufacturing and global presence. One of Hisense's smartest strategies has been manufacturing close to the markets they serve. Instead of producing everything in one country and shipping globally, they built plants in multiple key regions, including Europe, North America, and South America. This approach didn't just reduce shipping costs, it also helped them avoid tariffs and import taxes, making their products more competitively priced. By having a local presence, they could respond faster to market demands, adapt products to regional preferences, and even reduce delays during high-demand seasons. At the same time, Hisense continued to expand its global footprint, making their TVs available in over 160 countries. This balance of local efficiency and global reach allowed them to compete with giants like Samsung and Sony on price, speed, and availability, all while building a brand that felt both international and locally relevant. It's a perfect example of how strategic manufacturing can turn a relatively small company into a worldwide contender. 6. Marketing like a giant. You don't need to be a giant to market like one, and Hisense proved this with style and strategy. Instead of quietly selling products, they invested heavily in high-profile sponsorships and partnerships that put their name alongside some of the world's most prestigious events. From sponsoring UEFA Champions League matches to Formula One races, Hisense positioned itself as a premium, world-class brand, sending a clear message to consumers and competitors alike. We belong in the same league as Samsung and Sony. But it wasn't just about flashy logos. Their marketing campaigns emphasized cutting-edge technology, reliability, and value, connecting with audiences across multiple continents. By blending global visibility with local relevance, Hisense created brand recognition and trust at a pace that many larger companies struggle to match. Their strategy shows that with the right vision and investment, a relatively smaller company can punch far above its weight in a world dominated by giants. 5. Competing with giants. Going head-to-head with Samsung and Sony is no small feat. Yet Hisense managed to do it not by trying to outspend them, but by outsmarting them. They identified gaps in the market where the giants were slow to adapt, particularly in the affordable smart TV segment. While Samsung and Sony focused heavily on premium models with high price tags, Hisense introduced TVs that combined advanced features like 4K resolution, HDR, and smart connectivity at prices ordinary consumers could actually afford. This approach not only attracted price-conscious buyers, but also built trust that Hisense could deliver quality without compromise. They also studied consumer behavior, adapting designs and features to regional preferences faster than the larger competitors. By being nimble, intelligent, and customer-focused, Hisense carved out a space in markets long dominated by the giants, proving that strategy, timing, and insight can level the playing field even against the biggest names in the industry. 4. The numbers don't lie. The results speak for themselves. Over the past few years, Hisense's global sales and market share have skyrocketed, particularly in the smart TV segment. According to industry reports, they've consistently climbed into the top 5 global TV brands, competing directly with long-established giants like Samsung and Sony. Their growth isn't just in numbers, it's in consumer perception, with buyers recognizing that Hisense offers premium features, reliability, and innovation at far more affordable prices. This upward trajectory demonstrates that their strategy of smart expansion, targeted marketing, and agile innovation isn't just working, it's turning them into a serious global contender. The underdog label that once followed them is fading fast. Today, Hisense is a company that rivals the biggest brands on multiple fronts, proving that with strategy and execution, even smaller players can reshape entire industries. 3. The copycat label and how Hisense overcame it. In the early days, Hisense often faced criticism and the dreaded copycat label. Many critics argue that their products closely resembled those of bigger brands like Samsung and Sony, making it seem like Hisense was merely imitating instead of innovating. But instead of shying away, Hisense took it as a challenge. They heavily invested in research and development, bringing in engineers and designers to create unique, high-quality products that could stand on their own. One of their biggest moves was the development of Vita OS, a proprietary smart TV platform designed to offer a smooth, user-friendly experience different from Android TV or Tizen. Coupled with original designs, advanced features, and strategic patents, Hisense proved that they were more than imitators, they were true innovators. Today, the copycat label has mostly disappeared, replaced by recognition as a competitive, forward-thinking brand that can go toe-to-toe with the biggest names in the industry. 2. The smart TV ecosystem and Vita OS. A key part of Hisense's rise has been the development of Vita OS, their proprietary smart TV platform. Unlike many competitors that relied on third-party systems, Hisense built an ecosystem from the ground up, focusing on speed, simplicity, and usability. Vita OS offers an intuitive interface, a wide selection of apps, and seamless connectivity across devices, making it easy for users to stream, game, or control smart home features. While Samsung uses Tizen and Sony relies on Android TV, Vita gave Hisense a distinct advantage, particularly in markets where consumers prefer straightforward, fast, and reliable smart TV experiences. This ecosystem didn't just improve the user experience, it also fostered brand loyalty, as customers who enjoyed Vita were more likely to stick with Hisense products across multiple purchases. By creating a self-contained, efficient, and enjoyable smart TV platform, Hisense proved they weren't just matching the giants, they were innovating in ways that truly mattered to everyday users. 1. Beyond TVs, Hisense's diversification strategy. Hisense's ambitions go far beyond TVs. Over the years, the company has strategically diversified into home appliances, refrigerators, air conditioners, and even medical equipment, transforming itself into a full-fledged electronics powerhouse. This diversification serves multiple purposes. It spreads business risk across industries, reduces dependency on the TV market, and taps into new revenue streams in sectors with growing global demand. By applying the same principles of innovation, affordability, and smart marketing to these new product lines, Hisense has been able to compete effectively with established brands across multiple industries. Their move into medical devices and smart appliances also signals a long-term vision, positioning the company as a global technology leader rather than just a television manufacturer. Today, Hisense isn't just the underdog that challenged Samsung and Sony in TVs. It's a dynamic, diversified brand shaping multiple corners of the electronics world, proving that a company's growth potential is only limited by its vision and strategy. If you thought this was impressive, you won't believe how Xiaomi beat Apple and Samsung at their own game. Click right here to watch the full story and see how another underdog turned the tech world upside down.